Well, good morning, friends. We're taking a live look over the plaza right now. I'm sure some of you actually just noticed that the actual camera that we were using just did a big old shaking kind of mode there. It's trying to shake off a little bit of the wet weather, I suppose, that is kind of blocking the lens itself. It's a soggy morning for us. We have still got the backside of this low pressure system that brought the wet weather yesterday. We're going to continue with wet weather through our mid-morning and late morning time frame here around the metro and our eastern counties into the afternoon. It becomes more broken down and isolated, much more isolated than yesterday's forecast, but it's still worthwhile to grab those umbrellas before you head out the door, or if you have headed out the door, hopefully you have an opportunity to grab an umbrella because you're going to need it as we move forward to today. So be prepared. Scattered shower and thunderstorm activity, but that's not the only thing that we are monitoring. We are also tracking for a severe weather threat. That's the brand new information that we want to talk to you about. Pardon me, when it comes down to our forecast, specifically for our Thursday outlook, we do have severe weather looking to build into the region for us now, and that came down the line at about 4:45 in the morning, to be more precise with you. First and foremost, though, we're going to start you off with the Doppler radar system before we get into the high detail here, and I'm going to start doing my kind of surfing of all of my graphics to get you all updated on that Thursday forecast. But let's move forward and show you where we've got some of that wet weather right now. As you can see, definitely getting into those scattered showers and thunderstorms in and around the around the area. I'm trying to pop up where we may have our actual max system here. Let me actually pop this up, bring this in. I got to drag a few things over. Give me just 2 seconds. And now we can navigate it. So yeah, we've got the shower activity out there. Most of this, the really widespread threat is right here. And it's been in this particular area for hours now that we've been monitoring this on the radar system. Some scattered showers through Pattonsburg and then moving down towards Camden, Cameron area around I-35. But we do have some right here through the metro, right through Warrensburg, Cass County areas, Harrisonville. We've got some wet weather around the southern end of I-35, off around the Edgerton area and Gardner. And then obviously OP getting into some drizzle activity too. It's nothing too crazy, nothing to really write home about. It's not going to blind you as you're going down the roadways here, but we do have now wet and slick conditions. Think of this kind of like a gray Seattle kind of weather, Pacific Northwest weather day, or maybe like a London kind of weather. You think, oh, wet, dreary, kind of gray. That's what we're going to be dealing with as we go through the day side today. But let's talk about where we are with that severe weather threat. I'm going to go now over to our Thursday forecast. This is what has gone through our our filters here earlier this morning in the First Warn 5 Weather Center, and has shot out an opportunity for severe storms at that marginal risk in green. That's what we're talking about right now. It's off around Harrisonville. We've got it around Jackson County near the Lee Summit area. Odessa, obviously out towards Benton, Pettis counties, Marshall, you're out there too. So we do have that marginal risk. What is it for? It's more likely for wind and hail development out there, but there is still an opportunity for us to get into rotation or tornado development when we have these kind of risks of severe storm activity. We just got the information in about kind of an increase, a very minor increase to the instability of the atmosphere, a very minor tweak to the available potential energy of the atmosphere, and we just added just a squeeze more, a touch more of lift in this particular location, which has pushed us now to more of that marginal severe weather risk instead of kind of wear and tear spring-like thunderstorm activity under the severe thunderstorm warning criteria, meaning underneath of it, not actually making it to that severe thunderstorm threat. But we do have that now for that green, that bright green zone, that marginal risk zone. So that's the big update that we've got. The timing of this is still like mid-morning to mid-afternoon within our future forecast modeling. Once we get to about 48 hours out, we should be able to use some of our more prone for detailed kind of forecasts and algorithms, and we'll get a better idea of where we can really anticipate some of the timing of these storms and maybe the intensity of these storms. It's still all a rough idea just in general. You guys know that. We've talked about this a lot, but it just gives you some form of an idea of what you can expect as we move on into Thursday. But yeah, a little bit more wet out there for us on our Thursday. It's still going to be a widespread scattered event that has not changed for us at all. All right. So I want to get back into our forecast for today. The rain chances themselves are low overall for the area. We're only pushing like 30% chances, but that's a big difference compared to where we were yesterday. We were expecting only about 10 to 20% chances because the area of low pressure was supposed to speed up and move on out. What has happened is that it's now slowed down. It is dragging out there around the Missouri River Valley, trying to exit out towards Illinois and Indiana. So it's allowed us to actually hold on to some better wet weather chances, specifically for the morning here and into the early afternoon. Then finally, as we continue to transition this low to the east a little bit more during the rest of the late afternoon and early evening, we lessen that rain chance to finally about 8 o'clock at night, where you don't have to really worry about that wet weather threat. Do I think we're going to get into severe weather today? No. That's not happening for us. We just don't have that kind of energy anymore. Even yesterday, I mean, we saw a couple of pretty impressive thunderstorms out there, but just not enough to really punch in a severe weather kind of threat to the area. Just not enough of those ingredients to make that happen. But today is going to be dreary. It's going to be gray out there. Slightly warmer, though. We can anticipate some slightly warmer conditions overall. Let me show you where we're at with the outdoor forecast. That'll show you some temperatures as we move forward in time, pushing this to the next 12 hours. And there we are, making it into the 70s today. Not bad as compared to where we were yesterday, which was about 68 degrees. So a couple more degrees above that, and I would consider that t-shirt weather. We're not looking at gusty conditions through the area, but a north-northwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, or even up to 10 to 15 mile per hour winds is going to be plausible for us as we move on into that peak heating time frame late afternoon into the early evening. And that, my friends, that's your forecast. That's the updates that we've got right now. Not much has truly changed. The weekend, though, man, I don't know if you caught it during the morning newscast. The weekend is warm. I mean, it's almost like early summer temperatures that we're talking about here. How about low to mid 80s? Way above average for us. And even though I've got mostly clear skies, don't let that fool you. The moisture content is building. The humidity is going to be out there for our weekend, and that's going to bring in some muggy conditions for us. Let me see if I've got that humidity chart somewhere embedded in all of these graphics. My goodness, I got to clean up my workspace. That's what I got to do. I've got so many different graphics and doubles, triples, quadruples of graphics just because I need to drag them over and be in a hit so quickly. There's the muggy meter. Let's get into that and see where we're at, kind of processing the weekend at a glance here. It's going to take a second for us to adjust. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, Saturday's forecast for sure. We take a bit of a dip during the overnight, obviously, Saturday night into very, very early Sunday morning. But you see the massive climb that takes over yet again as we move on into Sunday day side. So yeah, moisture is going to be out there. So it's going to be sticky. It's going to be kind of muggy. I want you to be ready for that kind of gross stuff as we move forward into that weekend with temperatures in the low and middle 80s. But for the meantime, we are still monitoring wet weather out there. Let me get you back out towards the radar system to show you where that shower activity is involved with the region. It really is just showers or drizzles. Maybe some heavier rainfall inundated further south, closer to around maybe Miami County, just outside of Paola, and on the other side of Interstate 35. There it is, that kind of yellow zone that we're monitoring there. There's Antioch. That's some shower activity. Everything is tracking to the south, right? So we've got rotation of this low pressure system, and that rotation goes this way, and it wraps down and around the viewing area. And the big L, I guess you can say, is technically like right here, the center of it, and it's right behind the box, so you can't see it right now because I'm hiding it. But yeah, so there's that rotation that we're talking about, right? So we're tracking these this kind of wet weather from the northwest, northeast, and it's tracking to the south as we move through the morning and the day side. And again, it's just a bit of wear and tear shower activity. We might get one or two rumbles of thunder out of what we've got around maybe the Camden area. Is there anything else out there? There we go. Santa Rosa, Fairport, Weatherby kind of region, well up to the north, near the northern side of I-35 in the Winston region. So yeah, that's what we've got. Let's see if I can find that satellite radar system just to give you a better idea of what this looks like just overall. Yeah, there we go. There it is. So there's the low pressure system. It's on its way out. It's just taking its sweet time to move out of the Missouri area and then transition into really the Ohio River Valley. Most of the stronger storm activity is going to lie well to the east of us, ahead of the low there. You can see maybe around Quincy, exiting out of St. Louis. We're on the backside, the weaker side of the storm system, and that just provides us this isolated wear and tear shower activity, kind of this, again, Pacific Northwest, Seattle weather kind of day. So that's what we're dealing with out there. I want you to be ready for it. Make sure that, you're adjusting accordingly with your plans for any outdoor activities. It's going to be kind of soggy, kind of muddy. If you have to let your dogs outside of the backyard, the front yard, you got a little muddy spot or a dirt spot, just know they're going to be tracking it in. It's going to happen. I know I've got that at my house, so, it is what it is. But maybe you can stop your pets. Maybe you could get a little water bin out there just before they walk into the house. That way the mud comes off their paws before they walk in and just ruin your floors. But with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a live shot. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a live shot here of the plaza. Let's pop this up for you, friends. Yeah, it's still beautiful. I think it's still beautiful out there, even though it's wet and soggy. But it's a good day. It's a good day overall. It's great for the plants. It's great for your grass. You want the green out there, want it to all grow, get those flowers blooming. It should be great as we move on into the weekend. Definitely less of a wet weather threat out there, but be prepared for kind of a sogginess for today on those roadways too. Some wet, slick conditions. Loves and hugs, guys. We're going to be live up here all day long to let you know what's going on with the wet weather, especially with that severe weather threat for our Thursday forecast. And do not forget, check out our brand new show, the First Warn 5 Weather Show, 6:30 tonight, every night, Monday through Friday. Tonight, we are going to be taking a deep dive in more wet weather chances, what you can expect for your Memorial weekend, and about the urban heat island effect. We're going to talk about that because we have one here to Kansas City. It's more prone towards the end of our spring season into the summer season that we really have to worry about a urban heat island effect. But we're going to explain what that is and how it can affect our weather pattern, especially when it comes down to fog, which is a perfect example. Check that out at 6:30. Hope you guys have a great day, a great work week, and I will see you on the flip.